Es un hombre extraordinario.
Me impresiona mucho.
Pues ¿sabes qué? Yo creo que no es tanto el físico, es más bien la personalidad que tiene y todo lo que proyecta.
Ya me lo imagino con su smoking blanco, un martini en una mano y un costoso habano en la otra.
Provocativo. Atractivo.
A new stereophonic sound spectacular.
Hello there, and welcome to the exciting world of HIP. This is a new departure in language instruction for English-speaking people who want to talk to and be understood by jazz musicians, hipsters, beatniks, juvenile delinquents, and the criminal fringe.
Bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. Nous allons, grâce à ce disque créé spécialement pour vous, essayer de tirer ensemble le maximum de qualité sonore de votre chaîne haute fidélité.
Sit back, relax, and close your eyes.
Ulrich van Bell. It's the musical ship of Scrum Master Schiff. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. How are you doing on this beautiful Friday, November the 15th? Live from the Agile Lounge and the Art of Montreal. I'm your host. Yes, indeed, I'm your host, Coach AF. Alexandre Frédéric Joly devant vous today in English for the 150th episode of this Friday Live Agile with a special guest today, virtual guests. Are you ready to talk about the real the real kind of essence of what is business agility, inspired by a Medium article from Mike Beedle, my late mentor, that I salute. And that's why we did open the show with a musical, because Friday we needed relax, we needed chill, we needed lounge. That's why we are called the Agile Lounge and the Scrum Lounge and the lounge coach, the lounge culture. It's important. That was really trendy, though. My great friend Ulrich Van Bell that I worked with before, and is one of my musical soulmate and techno trance. And part of me, it was like a kind of a music that Mike Beedle would have loved, because yes, Mike, on top of being the co-signer of the Agile Software Manifesto, he was also the first user of Scrum, among the first user of Scrum. He's the creator of the Enterprise Scrum for Business Agility as well. And and as you can see in N, he was my dear coach, my dear friend. We love him, and I'll make sure that as long as I'm on this planet Earth. Yes, my art is on Earth, and my Earth is art. Art. Do you get it? Anyways, yes, I got a noisy voice. I was sick all week, but even when I did a training, despite it, virtually though, but I'm sick. I'm just like, it's the season. I hadn't been sick for years. Like probably last time I was in Tulum when I started this very Friday Live Agile 150. Now I cannot say weeks anymore because I was not necessarily doing it every week since maybe the last 2 years. But it's 150 Friday between 9 a.m. and 12 noon Eastern time that I was jumping on my Instagram and YouTube, starting this adventure that reach now about 5,000 people if we include the audio podcast, the DARE Real Agile. So welcome, live stream starts soon. No, I'm already there. So let's remove this. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, we are at 3-4 because it's always like balancing. So subscriber to reach 1,000. I'm at 996, 997, 996, 997. So probably I will need 5 new subscribers to get to 1,000. And it's not to monetize. I will never put ads into my channel. I do it for free. I'm doing it with passion. Although if you'd like to help me and if you'd like to tip me, you could buy me a coffee. Again, if you're watching this on Rumble and YouTube, it's the best experience. For those on LinkedIn, linked out and come join us. You have on the first comment of LinkedIn the link to reach me on YouTube, and subscribe and hit the bell. We're mostly live streaming every Friday. And sometimes you have stories and short and funny stuff from my team and I talking about business agility, entrepreneurship, musical ship of transformation, of digital transformation. We talk all things digital, by the way, including identity, with a sane ethic debate. We might add more and more of the open space technology, the open business agility, the conscious leadership, and everything. So we are here for sparking the change more than spark the change, I will say, because as I often say, I was agile before agile. I was Bitcoin before blockchain. I'm disgracing right now. So today is going to be, because I'm sick, I want to do a little quick reading of this idea that this phrase, like, yes, why are we saying that business agility? Why? It's always why and who. And so is it the chicken or the egg or the egg of the chicken? So one thing for sure, since some debate, some people from Enterprise Scrum, you will recognize yourself. I will name drop everyone now. But it was all about this architecture of subsumption and the mind of Mike when he was creating Enterprise Scrum and tried to propose something between hierarchy of authority and a network of competency. And he inspired himself, of course, with some exchange and reading from other people that we're going to cite some. Steve Denning, senior contributor and senior consultant, he wrote about the 21st century leadership in Agile and innovation narrative. A lot of people despise him. Why? But me, always loved him. Like Mike loved him. It's always nice to see this kind of market of ideas, innovative ideas. It's beyond process. It's beyond framework. It's about a sense of, and we just realized, by the way, and I'm a guest sometime, teacher from the MBA and teacher from business school of McGill here in Montreal. They invite me to speak about this business agility and this agility leadership, this agile leadership. And I'm often surprised when the Q&A happen to see this new generation very up to this network of competencies over the hierarchy of authority. So what is the clarity of authority? We could see it in the 8 pattern of business agility. So maybe without further ado, I would like to, and all the link that I'm going to share are going to be in the pinned comment on YouTube and Rumble again, and probably in a comment for LinkedIn user to go do your own homework yourself. So now I'd like to show you one of the article from Steve Denning that, that sparked this kind of conversation that we should all have together. So why is business agility requires a shift from a hierarchy to a network? And so it's not necessarily yet the layer of substantion explained and draft by Mike Beedle and of course Suryu, and I cannot pronounce without saying his name, so sorry about this. And yeah, I got too many windows now, but he will recognize himself and I will shut it down later. So they are continuing this work, they are improving this work. But nevertheless, I do believe that the new generation and the generation I work with often, those anyone between 16 and 31 years old now, they want value, they want to be recognized, they want to engage themselves in something meaningful. So hierarchy and authority doesn't work anymore. This pyramidal structure and organization, it's a thing of the past. And as we said in 2010, all together in a Scrum gathering somewhere with Mike and others, don't know if Basic was there, if you remember that. I know for sure John Spurs remember that, probably Harold as well. Mike says the real revolution is the revolution of some of us called business agility. That was about 13, 14 years ago. And he repeated that just before he left us in New York in March 2018 in an interview with Marina Alex when she asked him, why did you do the Agile Manifesto in 2001? And he says yes, we needed to make noise, but it was too much engineer-oriented. It was too much, again, the engineer making noise to the marketing people to work together. That was a great idea. But without business agility, without this real revolution of management towards leadership, you cannot have a real agile people making change, making transformation. And again, I do not believe, and we're going to see it later, and I hope to have at my microphone at the DARE Real Agile, a very great guest from Ottawa, talking about this because I love her paper that I discovered last week when I was in Ottawa. And so I'd like to have her on the microphone to an open conversation about these agile transformation from the big four, among other things, that doesn't work, why they don't work. I'm going to see it even from the article of Mike Beedle I'm presenting today. But just to set the stage, this is one of the massive change that we should start to apprehend right now. If you are a business manager, if you are even a business owner, and you hire a manager, don't fall in the disease of these hierarchies of authority. It's not that the new generation are lame and are not on merit. There's part of it, yes, that's part of the conflict, that's part of this split that's happening. But let me tell you one thing, that the more entrepreneurial of the new generation, the more creative we are in the knowledge Industrial Revolution 4.0. It's not about metal and matter and big stuff. Like technology will be important, but the knowledge revolution is there. And when you have knowledge revolution, you need this kind of substantive, supra-layer, supra-federative network of competency, as much possible decentralized of power. So you see, you have one person in red here, fully leadership comes from the top. It's always top down, including those great change and movement and the enterprise. And Steve Denning explains so in this Forbes article. They did from 2021, by the way, but I know previously the title of this podcast right now, Business Agility is the Future of Management, was one of his quotes from him back in the day. So I'm trying something now and I forgot to close my phone, starting to ring. Sorry about that. If you hear it, I don't know, because these microphones are kind of special now. Let me, where is it? Like, do not disturb, please. Thank you. Sorry about that. I hope you didn't hear it. I hear it. What about you? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comment. So that's that for the intro to why we are affirming, Steve Denning, Beedle, and myself and some others, that business agility is the future of management, but should it be leadership? I have a tendency of correcting my master, like this apprentice who think he knows better, but it's not like for me, semantic is very important. Words are important. And I remember at the beginning of this pandemic, when Steve Denning and Forbes wrote about only the agile people will survive, I said, yeah, that's kind of, it's possible because, and that has nothing to do just with business. It's with everything. If you're not agile, if you're not flexible, you're going to break yourself. It's kind of thing. That's why in the tropic, some trees are more flexible than others because they adapted to the hurricane and other stuff. I won't go you to a geographic teaching now, but you see the point. So, but I said like survive. Survive is the lesser, you know. It's like when you tolerate someone, it's I don't like the lowest, the lesser thing. So I said to myself, like, Mr. Denning, well, your title should have been like, only the agile people will thrive. Because survive is one thing, but of course, I understand the point. It was like a shocking point, like, and we've seen it. We've seen it. Back then, I switched from an agile consultant to helping small business owners, especially restaurant and cafe, to do order online. That was a way to be agile for them, especially those who didn't have a delivery system, who didn't want to go there, and then it saved them. It saved them a lot. I even know some restaurant now, they don't do they just do takeout and delivery because it's more profitable for them. So you see, this is like what we say, like, and then this one, in this case, management. I understand there's management that's there, but what about like leadership? Because I'm in the business often in my executive coaching to actually help any manager of any level to improve herself or himself into a level of leadership. Because what is the difference? You'll tell me. Let's ask Oxford Hatchet, and the new Oxford American Dictionary are my favorite one to validate my English. So management, according to Oxford. Well, hold on a second. I said New American English, Oxford, management. Okay. So it's a noun, of course. It's not an adjective like agile. So they define it first as the process of dealing with or controlling things or people. Wow! The management of elk herds. It's treated as singular or plurial, the people in charge of running a company, an organization, regard collectively. Management was extremely cooperative, or we would like to thank the management and staff for their contributed support. Well, these are. And the responsibility for and control of a company or organization. And there's another definition here. The treatment or control of disease, injuries, or disorder, or the care of patients. So you see, management could go also to something else than business. And the second thing, it's archaic English, according to the new American English Oxford Dictionary. It's management is trickery, deceit. Oh, if there has been any management and the business, it has concealed from me. Interesting. So you see, management, the key word that we see in many kind of example of the two definition of this noun, it's really control, and control of things, control of people. We need control. We need to organize, which is at first not bad or good, but more often in these hierarchy will install this kind of unfortunate, too much C2, control and command, that will prevent people to be, I believe, engaged, thus creative, thus respecting the authority. So how do you impose the authority by the control and command system? It's removing these ideas of agility, these ideas of cooperation, these ideas of networking for what you know that I don't know, and then you should help me, and a continuous improvement. You see me going? So now let's see what the new Oxford American Dictionary is telling us about leadership. Because a lot of people think, oh, you just do semantic. Yeah, well, words are important in any languages. That's the culture of words. That's this kind of note, the tone that will actually empower you into your psyche, that will probably construct this world that will be out of your imagination. So leadership, very simple here. It's a noun again. The action of leading a group of people or an organization with different styles of leadership according to the behavior of the leader. Oh. The state or position of being a leader. The leaders of an organization, of a country, a change of leadership has become desirable because we'd like to change the way and the behavior it is applied. So you see, it's more about behavior. It's more about a position of being a leader. So it's being and behave. And management is control and command. So what do we want today? What our new kids out of the university wants? Whether you are extrovert entrepreneur or you are more introvert, creative, left brain, right brain, doesn't care less. The problem of attrition, the problem of engagement, the problem of excellence and quality should be solved by leadership. A great leader with a great vision will embark people more. And we do believe that the concept of business agility, which is the real revolution of Agile, beyond software development, beyond engineering, beyond technical operation. It's one thing that's great. It's great if you grasp and you become very good at performing with these agile software development process and creating framework and product lifecycle and product life management. That's great. But what about the experience of those who do? It's all about the team in Scrum. It's nothing about the Scrum Master or the product owner or the business owner. It's about the customer and the team that will satisfy the customer. You have to keep it simple like this. And it is as simple as this. In my almost 100 teams and 25 years that I embark in Scrum, that's mostly the result and the satisfaction survey that we receive, especially from the user of an application or for any customer, even in the streets, using a product, an app, a software, and even beyond these technological tools. Because Scrum as an empirical process will help you enable these business agility value. So now, fast forward in 2024, almost at 25 years of the Agile Manifesto for software development. The only true revolution that I've seen was in Chicago in 2017 with the Beedles, talking about this business agility is the future of management, quoted by Steve Denning in Forbes. So let's do a little story. Let me read you Mike Beedle on June 7, 2017. Before this October 2017 Global Conference of Enterprise Scrum for Business Agility, that, at my sense, was the last big thing that still done chasm. Agile chasm and fell, and we're going to see it in the weeks to come, why it's failing. Today, it's kind of an introduction, why we should focus ourselves into leadership with that business agility mindset. So Mike, now it's Mike who's speaking. I'm his voice reading you his very short article. I met Michael Saota, a good friend, and the leading Cal, for those who don't know, it's Certified Agile Leadership trainer from the Scrum Alliance. Yes, because Mike was part of the same church as I. So I'm in the now. I know today my beloved friend in Boston, they have, let's be part. I won't do presentism. This is the history. We are June 7, 2017. Mike is telling us that story when he met Michael Saota, a good friend of his, and the leading Cal at Scrum Alliance for Certified Agile Leadership. And his girlfriend, Audrey, last night for dinner here in Chicago. And we had an amazing conversation. No, truly amazing. I could not do the Mike accent, but for those who know him, you get it. No, truly amazing. We talked about a lot of things, but mainly about what stops people and companies achieving agility. The main problems with agile transformations are that, one, we, the people doing these transformations, are not really changing our values, our arts. So we want to do agile without changing ourselves. That stops us from both doing and leading agile. Two, we are not really opening up and expressing our thoughts and feelings. So through cooperation or even understanding, it's always compromise. And three, we don't really understand people or system to the point where we feel confident to do these agile transformations in any predictable way. We have no way to envision, let alone reach a better future. Meditate on that, pseudo-agile coach, especially those of the Montreal area that have done nothing for the movement. That now you return to PMI. Is it my case? Am I doing projection here? Maybe. I'm honest and humble before you. Follow the flow, they say, but not from your heart. If we have done those three things better and smarter back in the day, Agile won't not be this A word today. And these transformations will have embraced into more business real change. Anyway, and as Mike continue here, however, today, more than ever, I believe we are getting closer to positively transform the Agile transformation space. The world of business and the global Agile community have a very difficult problem to solve. Most Agile transformations fail, and here's why. And they fail because of a variety of reasons. Number one, lack of purpose. You can't motivate people into doing things they don't believe in. Whether, by the way, and I will comment, of course, whether you believe in the top-down hierarchy control of asking for this agile transformation, whether you do it to respond to change from the bottom, it won't. It won't if you don't believe in. if some people at the top don't have a clear vision of why we should do this agile transformation, you cannot be a motivator. You cannot be the consultant who have a free clarity and open authority to make it happen. And even though, what is your network of competency with your change agent inside of the organization? Anyways. 2, not truly changing values of leaders or employee. Oh, it's interesting. So agile transformations fail because not truly changing values of leaders and employees. And here's the thing. For those who follow me and write my blog, and read my blog, a couple of weeks ago, and even last year, I think I talked about value-based company that are better at improving change, implementing change without the agile value, without the Scrum value, because they already are a value-based company. And in their case, they are not lip servicing you with those values. They walk the talk of their values. Their leaders embody it. They show it by example to the employees, and everybody is acting upon it. Even so that the performance review for the year has about 35%, if you want to get your bonuses or your raise, about how do you embody the value of the company. So here it's a real truth. If you are not a value-based company and you need those agile values to make decision, to manage decision, and to increase leadership and employee engagement, if you're not truly changing those values, or if you're not syncing your actual values to it, it's a fail. So that's why often the resistance is coming there. Number 3, lack of true leadership. You have to lead by example. I think I just mentioned it. You can't expect people underneath you to be agile if you're not yourself. And medium, large scale organization, as a consultant, I've seen it often. I did raise my hand. I did consult. I did coach. Because one of the things is really important. You have to prepare the executive. You have to prepare the business owner. Through leadership, without leadership, you could not have agile management and agile leadership. And if we are staying of the space of these transformation with agile, agilizing everything in your corporation, if you are not showing any habit of this adjective, if you're not showing any application yourself of it, even in the budgetarization of your project, of the management of your product lifecycle and everything, how dare you ask your software engineer, your designer, your worker at large, to be agile? Because it seems now in that case, it's not agile anymore. It's more like, be flexible for me, be transparent for me, but I won't be as your leader. I won't be as transparent as you are, and I won't be as flexible as you are to let you go play soccer with your daughter. See what I mean? One for T, one for others. So that's often something that happened. That I'm telling you, as a consultant for over 30 years, receiving that feedback for a lot of workers and employees was very saddening to me. It saddened me every time. It made me want to leave that contract. When they say, our bosses want us, our bosses, not even manager, want us to do this, want us to apply Kanban, want us to, and it was just framework, just fracking framework all across the place that make it fail, that make an attrition, that make people say, I can't do it. Command and control in agility, excuse me, it should be more, at least, distributed network of competency. That's why we create community of practice or center of excellence. But then again, how much leeway people have to be creative, how much open it is. Now I think I'm at number 4. Am I? Number 4, lack of openness to state what you truly believe. I just said it. Number 5, ignorance. Ignorance of new ways of working, the famous WOW in English, ways of working, new ways to manage, new ways to organize, and new ways to measure. Of course, you have to measure. You'd like to see the impact. You need an objective reality check. So we don't know. We believe that Agile is just, let's be flexible, let's demand a lot of things, and let's not give anything. Number 6, ignorance bis of understanding and motivating people. How does a manager motivate people? From the definition we saw from the New American English Oxford Dictionary, it's command and control. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to set the rule of the game. You just sign in here and you do it. Do you call this motivation? Have you have time to read the rule of the game and engage yourself? Have you participated in making the rule of the game of your expertise as a solution or a web architect? And of course, there's other last element, and we could go on and on this list of why all the Agile transformation fails, and why, because of this Agile transformation space, Agile become the A word, and now everybody is doing fuck all. Anybody doing like shit. It's the counter-revolution. It's the total failure of Agile. It is? I'm not sure. It's just a little down, just a little break. Because let me tell you, the real revolution is this. If we address these problems, and I anticipate with great optimism that we're going to do this next week in Boston with Scrum, and that we're going to also apply it to a higher level of leadership, of business. So the other little element that Mike goes on in his article is, of course, politics. Politics is often toxic with or without the transformation of way of working. The conformity, if you have too much conformity to apply, it might be a part of failure. Or if the mindset of people are too conform and not open to new ideas, well, inertia, I'm okay. I could do waterfall for the rest of my life. And so, and if we go back a little bit to the true leadership, you know, when I said like lead by example, I don't remember the name of the guy at the Go-To conference in San Diego in 2006. So sorry about that. It's not my say, it's his say, but I don't have his name. He used to say water, scrum, fall. So just Google water, scrum, fall, and you might stumble upon his article and his talk at the Go-To conference in San Diego in 2006, I think it was. So for him, when he explained this, and when Mike warned us about one of the reasons of the failure of these transformation, it's all within it. It's all within this factor of, I'm the business owner. I heard that Agile is a great thing to flex my worker and deliver twice the work in half the time. It's all about productivity, right? So let's do this. But you won't change your procurement. But you won't change your CFO ways of budgeting the project. You will stay in project as you should do product management. So you won't change anything on any sides, but all of your workers, especially back in the day, that was only the software shop or the computer programming shop or the hardware IT services shop, ITSM, and so on. So you guys, you better be Scrum and Kanban and DevOps and this and that. Have a consultant, lean. I'm sorry about my noise again. Sin is it? You're going to be a lean Six Sigma green belt, fuck all. And you're going to impose practices without value to inform it. And your C-level suite, the mid-manager, they don't care. They will lead it. And that's what lead us to, what have you done to my Scrum Master? The coach of the process enabling from the team, from a self-organizing team. No, there's nothing about this. There's no network of competency. There's just apply by the book those lean system of Scrum, Kanban, and what have you. And sometimes, just to please the pleb, we're going to do some these Kaizen event to make believe that they're part of a change, to be better. With a facilitator who has a loud mouth, like me. And when Elvis leaves the show, they go back to their old ways of working. So sorry, Mike, I do comment a lot on your things. But however, Mike told us now, the combination of agile leadership, open space agility, Scrum and Enterprise Scrum is very powerful to overcome these problems. Shall we say even magical? Each one contributes with a very special ingredient and combines into a very powerful change contextual formula. Remember, Mike was like me, not only an agilist, a scrumist. He was a PhD of physics. I'm a dropout of physics. We love science. We love empirism. Here you have it. This formula of change contextual, leading to a state of being. Yes. Remember, leadership, it's all about a state of being, the behavior of a leader, more important than the command and control that he will impose on you. So leading to a state of being, agility, not to a final destination. It will never be finished because we will continuously improve and we continuously rise up our contextual change in front of new data. Empirically, we respond to change over following a plan. Keep it simple, guys. What have you done to my agile? So, given the right context, companies willing to take our invitation into agility, which include greatness, purpose, and respect for other people, I strongly believe we can make a significant difference in the agile transformation space, and I will say even beyond, and to teach executive and manager to become leaders into this new business agility ways of working, ways of managing our companies in our organization. And Mike continues here. I am sure that once we get some of these companies to feel the positive energy, the passion, the ownership, the good attitude, and make Agile a fun learning experience for everyone, the miracle of positive Agile transformation is possible. This is what I always love from Mike, and this is one of his teaching to me, because I could be a very grumpy, kind of pessimistic being. But I see his tender smile, putting his hand on my shoulder and says, Fredo. Yes, he called me Fredo. Fredo. Make it possible. You could create it. You have a miracle in your heart. Do it. Have fun. You're AFJ. Agile, fun, and joy. So, Mike's continued to tell us, let me plead with you. Let's invite companies into agility. Let's contribute to the world by helping companies do more agile and greatness with real transformation. We have started pitching some selected companies our help as a more agile way to do agile transformation, and it's working. 2017 at G, so part of G Financial. We are feeling very excited about it because you can sense this more agile way of doing agile transformation will be very successful, especially in the way people feel about them, which in the end is what matter most. People first. The customer at the heart of your decision management. So it was Mike Beedle. And let me return to my studio. So that was it. These ideas that Mike have, these concepts developed by Steve Denning, the review and adaptation to the now from the teaching of Peter Drucker, to actualize it to our fourth industrial revolution and economy of knowledge. And the growing sense of people needed to have a purpose, needed to be meaningful in what they do and who they are. I do believe that it's also part of my mission, myself, Alexandre Frédéric Joly, into this planet, to make this change beyond business, for us to have a better experience in this life here and now and beyond. So finally, I'd like to propose you some value. I'm open for business. I've got many ways to invite you to more agile, make it on purpose, to more agility. So we don't do big assessment or big survey. We do a fast-driven solution evaluation with our Agile intelligence, helped by some prototype tools and automation. We do a bunch of teaching according to your context, practical workshop. We, of course, do coaching, and especially our signature pattern, consulting and coaching as a service with this next level agility. Because we don't put the expert consultant in the middle, we put you, the requester, we put you, the sponsor, and you could demand short, impactful engagement that drive results instead of a big one-size-fits-all contract. And of course, we have our talent agile for recruiter to understand the real world and how anyone, according to any of his role or her role, could be more agile into your organization. We have the intro to agile, intro to business agility. We have the Scrum fundamental with our build your own Scrum kind of fun artifact every Friday at the Crew Collective. If you subscribe, of course, before, you will learn the true business agility that composed of objective business agility definition, orientation, and practical workshop. And it's all on sale here. 8 patterns of business agility, build your own Scrum, workshop, and the talent agile right now on sale until Christmas. And I think for the build your own Scrum, we have a 2-for-1. So if you bring someone, it's free for the second one. So I hope you are going to join us soon about this. It's really easy. If you'd like to become our client, you go there, agile-lounge.com, and you'll be more than welcome to get our product and services. And I'm sorry, again, as I said, I was very passionate about what I just read you from Mike Beedle. Now I want to do a closing. And for those in the Montreal area, the greater Montreal area, we had changed our date because the Crew Collective going into renovation. So I would like to invite you now to check, especially for those, because we're all sold out. It's a maximum of 30 people. And right now it's 16 people, I think, they got their tickets. 13 before we changed the date. So now it's going to be Wednesday, December 4th, not anymore next week. So please, for those of you who had purchased before, if the new date is not convenient, please contact us at Agile Lounge. We'll make an arrangement with you. Otherwise, we still have about 12 places left for this now Wednesday the 4th at 5 p.m. for the Fuck Up Scrum. And again, the Fuck Up Scrum is simply sharing a failure using Scrum, doing Scrum, and how did you resolve it, or ask the people in the room how they could help you remove the impediment. So that's the pure Scrum thing. So it's an invitation once again, but be careful. It's not anymore next Wednesday. It's now Wednesday the 4th, and I can wait to be in Boston with my family, my Scrum family, for the Give Thanks for Scrum on Tuesday the 26th. For those who'd like to join us, I'm going to put the link to subscribe to this great day, starting with an open space in the morning, talking about the future of Scrum. Oh, that's always interesting. So once again, thank you for watching. If you're not yet on Rumble and YouTube, especially on YouTube, I'm at 2-3 to be 1,000. So subscribe and hit the bell. Mostly Friday. The first Friday of the month is in French on business agility and entrepreneurship and so on. The last Friday is the DARE REAL Agile Podcast, and I hope that I'm going to have a guest this month to continue this conversation about the failure of Agile Transformation and what could we do to actually change the world of work for a smarter way of working. So that I hope it's going to be this end of month. And sometimes now, not every week for some reason, because I respect my client, I respect my work first, my customer first. So I could arrive with a Friday Live Agile, sometimes at 11 Eastern or 12 noon Eastern. So once again, thank you very much for watching. If you like what I do, buy me a coffee. I love coffee. And most importantly, remember who you truly are. You are wonderful. You are powerful. And the power within you is the choice that you have to be whoever you want it to be and to do whatever you want it to do in respect of one another. Happy weekend, folks.